Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. I am here doing the weekend in reality reviews. Up next is Love and Marriage Huntsville. I promise to make this one quick because if you are watching it live, we know it's 5 minutes to Nikki. 5 minutes to Nikki on Potomac, and I have to watch. Potomac's review will be up tomorrow night. It will be live. It'll probably be around 7 when I get home from the gym, but it will be live tomorrow. Let's get into the forced drama of it all. This is going to be quick because everyone on here was giving me bullshit. Let's try to force some kind of drama, some kind of tension, some kind of cliffhanger so we can have a season 4. When I'm telling you right now, Melody, Carlos, all production, producers, whatever, it's time for real. This isn't Real Housewives, but Love and Marriage to find a new city. It's time to do Love and Marriage Birmingham, Love and Marriage Jacksonville. Hell, even bring your ass over here to Love and Marriage Memphis. I don't know what you have to do, but the Huntsville, the story is dry. It's dry. I don't want to see any more season 1 drama in season 4, if there's a season 4. It's time to franchise the show. I think it'll be a hit. But let's move on into the show. Up first, Melody and Tiffany are having a meeting and they want to talk about Tisha wants dirt on Tiffany. And we'll address that more at the end of the show. But my whole thing is they showed the flashback. And if you all know, I haven't been watching. Once I saw Melody and Martell arguing every episode, I just been waiting for this one. And I should have not watched this one, but I'm gonna review it because the reunion looks good. You mad at Tisha for asking you about dirt, but you gave it to her. Talking about you and your husband both divorced, y'all both cheated in the past, and I'm like, well, what are the details? Should you open the door? Tell me the story. You done told us a story about your mama leaving you because you was black. Tell us more. But anyway, episode 1, it might have been episode 2. Melody reached out to Tiffany to find her some interns. And finally, in episode 19, we see the interns get an interview. Let's move it along. It's time for the video premiere party. Everyone looks good. Everyone looks good at the video premiere party except Wanda. I don't know what the hell Wanda had on. And Destiny. Destiny, girl, your body is banging. But learn how to dress for the body you have, not the body you want to have. Destiny, the body is banging, but the titties were sagging, the stomach was poked out. You had everything showing, and I've seen you dress better. That just wasn't the outfit for you. Tiffany and Tisha are both tactless. I agree. That's why they deserve to have a scene with each other. I thought they was friends. When did they fall out? But like I said, I haven't been watching every episode because once I see it's about Mel and Martell arguing the whole episode, I don't want to watch. Marceau was branding. He was underdressed, but at least he had on a black sweatshirt. I'm like, how do you come to a party event with a sweatsuit? But at least it said black on it. And Melody's dress was amazing. Everyone else looked cute. That's all I want to say about the outfits. Let's get into the party. They started off with Tiffany thinking that Martell is there. And I'm like, girl, you crazy? Why would Martell be here? The song is about him. Da, da, da. And I'm like, Martell is there. It's clear that Martell is going to be there. He's the executive producer of the show. This is the last scene of the season. He has to show up and say his goodbyes to the season. Martell is there. He's there. Melody knows he's there. And Melody is giving us her acting. I'm not coming out. I want to go home. Martell is here. I'm ready to go. Where's my dog? And where's my gum? I'm like, Mel, if you don't take your ass out there, you done filmed this whole season with Martell. You done argue with his ass, picked and prodded and forced fights with his ass the whole season. But now at the finale, you ready to go home because he's in attendance. No, ma'am. Let's move on. Wanda is giving dating advice. Wanda said if you want to get a man, you better have your butterfly in check. And I was like everybody else. I'm like, butterfly. What are you talking about? She's like, back in the day, y'all ain't used to do the butterfly. And I'm like, yeah, Wanda, that was our dance back in the day. That was our college party dance. That's back when the butterfly and the Tootsie Roll and all of that came out. That I was there with you, Wanda. Wanda is a mess. They get into Wanda having a boyfriend and a husband, two husbands, whatever Wanda has in her household. Who cares? Kimmy feels hit because for whatever reason, we talking about Wanda's two husbands. Kimmy says, we always talking about people being side pieces in this group. I'm tired of that being the point of conversation. I said, Kimmy, no one's talking about you. So you must feel guilty because no one was talking about you and how you met Maurice and what overlapped with Kiowa. No one was talking about that, Kimmy. And Kimmy, you know you my favorite. A hit dog will holler all the time, Stephanie. Every time a hit dog will holler. I personally believe it was some overlap. And mind you, she talking about, I wish Patricia was here because Patricia would have got the story straight. Kimmy, y'all been arguing about this shit since season 1. The people who believe it was overlap gonna believe it. They don't care who you bring on the stage. The people who don't believe it don't. I personally don't care. Why are we talking about this? And it seemed like Carlos gonna get to the bottom of it at the reunion. But I feel like, Kimmy, you could have went to Michigan, knocked on Kiowa's door, packed up Maurice's bag, U-hauled it, and drove him back to Alabama. I still would not care. That's your husband now. I don't care about the mess. If there's any karma to be had, karma knows your address. Girl, you'll get it. If you didn't overlap, let it go. I wouldn't give a damn what nobody said. The more you talk about it, the guiltier you look. Stephanie, you said it was some overlap. I believe it was because Kimmy kind of told on herself. She was like, I ain't want to have nothing to do with Maurice because he was out there sowing his oats. Well, how the hell you know what he was out there doing if you ain't know him until way after he was divorced? Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Wanda stumbles down the steps to make a trip to talk to Vanessa. Wanda was trying her best in them heels. I like Mama Vanessa. Wanda was like, can we talk? She was like, do we have to? I'd rather not, but you gonna say something nice because if it ain't positive, we ain't got to talk. I like that she was speaking truth. I personally wouldn't have talked to her, but they got to show the film. Vanessa says, I don't like that you giving my daughter advice. It's very bad advice to want her to go back to a situation so toxic. As a grown woman, why would you want her to be in something toxic? Because Wanda lives in toxicity. If it's nothing toxic around Wanda, she seems like the person that craves toxicity. Like, I got a husband and a boyfriend. That's toxic. That's Wanda's normal. So she don't know how to give any other kind of advice. But she said, if you want us to be in a good place, just stop giving my daughter advice. And whatever you think you know about me, keep it to yourself because you don't know me. I loved Miss Vanessa checking Wanda this season. Wanda says if it's on social media, she got a right to ask. Everybody on these reality shows and they rights that they feel like they have to ask people questions. But Vanessa says, if you come to me like you came to me the last time again, the response will be different. And Wanda let it be known, okay? Wanda to me gives me always ready to fight. She gives me her whole growing up, she liked to fight. She liked to start fights and she liked to finish them. Wanda said the craziest shit in the confessional. I had to write it down. It's the title of the video. She said, Vanessa know to come to me correct. She knew to shake a bone and get the hell on. I said, shake a bone and get the hell on. I'm going to start saying that shit. That shit is funny to me. Wanda gets on my nerves, but she say the funniest shit. The real tea was Pat was married to one of the Scott's brothers. Yeah, because it seemed like Tisha's Got her panties in a bunch. Yeah, Patricia was married to whoever the brother is. Somebody name who start with an M. They ain't got no other letters for baby names out there in Huntsville. Another M brother, and she broke his heart. Another thing, Tisha, how you know so much about the Scott's family when you wasn't no part of it? That supposed to be Kiowa's sister-in-law. Anyway, let's move on. It's now Tisha's turn to start bullshit in the group. You know, she want to come back next season. They want to finish building this house in the jungle, so she got to start her shit. She wants to know. Um, they're arguing about different and more. When we was talking the other time, you said you got divorced because you wanted something more, and Tiffany's like, no, I said I wanted something different. Yeah, you wanted something more and something different. And I just want to know what more and different that you want. And I'm like, girl, why do you care? You need the only thing person Tisha needs to be focused on is what the fuck Marceau is over there doing. Because even though the blogs love to tell a good lie, it's some truth. It's some truth to it. He may not have no baby over there, but he doing something. Keep your eyes focused on your own husband. They showed a little flashback, but like I said, who cares? I mean, she wanted something more. She wanted something different. It's her wants. It's her divorce. It's her new marriage. Why do you care? Why does anybody care? Why are we talking about this at the finale? But let's move on. She wants to give another example of, well, I don't be in your business. I know you got a son, but I ain't ask you, was your husband your son's father, or who was his father? And I'm like, Tisha, please put 1 and 2 together and get 3. This woman ain't been married to this man but 1 year. She said they came into the marriage with 2 children. Why would you even ever ask if her husband was the child's father? Like, I agree, Stephanie. Let's move on. Because they was in there talking bullshit. At the end of the day, I'm not mad at Tisha, as stupid as she sounded, for getting into Tiffany's ass. Because Tiffany came on the show with disrespect. And for the life of me, she seemed like she ain't smart enough to realize you came to Destiny's birthday party talking about you thought you saw her and her husband together, but it was really another woman in a dress. And you thought it was like you came to Destiny with disrespect. So I'm happy Tisha is giving you some disrespect. Now, Tisha, it do make you look a fool, but Tiffany deserves a piece of her own medicine. Melody finally comes out. They play her video. I will admit, I never listened to not Destiny. Who's this child? Melody's song, Telltale Signs. I never listened to it. I didn't know Melody could sing. Melody has a great voice. Melody gives me, she can stand in front of a microphone and sing without the auto tune. So proud of you, I want to call you Destiny. Proud of you, Melody, for accomplishing this goal of yours, for getting the video out. The video looked great and it sounded great. I would definitely, if you come out with an album, I would definitely give it a listen, as long as the whole album ain't about Martell and his cheating. Like, don't get on the Keisha Cole, Mary J. Blige, Summer Walker train. Have some other songs, because that was a little cute something, but I don't want to hear nothing else about Martell cheating. Sing about some other stuff too. I agree. Transparency was the word of the episode. No one is truly transparent. No one tells. I have my best friends, and it's stuff about my life that even my best friends don't know and don't need to know, because some shit you got to keep to yourself. So please stop it with the I'm transparent. You can ask me anything. No, you can't. Most people with class understand what can be asked and what should not be asked. But this is also a reality show, so let's move on. Now Melody and Destiny have to have this fake ass fight about a village. I don't give a fuck about this fight. You both look stupid. Destiny, definitely you. Now, Melody came up at some point of the conversation and said, my kids don't even want to be around you. They say you boring. I said, Melody, you lying. You and Martell love to lie on them kids and say what they said when they ain't said shit. Why would they say Destiny is boring when they ain't hardly ever around her? Most adults are boring. Like, most kids don't want, like, we all had the same story. Back when we were growing up, none of us wanted to sit around our mom and their friends talking they talk. If you got a mama like mine who could sit up and take a 5-minute conversation and turn it to 5 hours, that shit is boring. Yeah, I don't want to be around her because when you get around her, you talk too much and I'll be ready to go. I'm ready to go to the park. I'm ready to watch my cartoons. I don't know. But Melody is petty and they're liars. I don't believe those kids said none of that. Now, Destiny was like, well, I feel like you need to understand that I don't have a village. You got an ex-husband, your mama-in-law, ex-mama-in-law, whatever. You got a village. I don't. Melody says, well, Destiny, you got me. Just call me, girl. You need me to watch your baby? I got you. So there go a village right there, Destiny. But Destiny is like, well, I don't want to be in your village unless I could be a village for you too. Like, if I can't watch your kids, I'm upset. And I'm like, girl, you sound stupid. I wouldn't give a damn. I would love to drop my one child off and not have to, in return, watch 4. But I agree. Where is the ex-husband? I can't remember his name because he got one of them crazy names too. Is it LeBeric? I don't know. But he doesn't live in Huntsville because I believe he was the one who was in Huntsville and you left Nashville to move to Huntsville to be with this man. So you telling me you done moved cross country to be with this man just for him to up and move away from you and the baby? That's the transparent. What the hell went on? Y'all, that whole season was working on getting married and all this, and you got married, you got pregnant, and then poof, in the off season, you done got divorced, had a baby, the man done moved away. I want to know what went on right there. That's the transparency I need for my TV show. But let's move on. Martell shows up. Melody said he crashed the party. I'm like, did he crash the party, or as a cast member, he had to show up because he's a part of the cast and needed to film the final scene of the show? Martell said he came to support and he's proud of Melody. He ain't proud of that song, but he proud of Melody. And Melody was like, you could have called or text me that. And I agreed, but this TV show, let's move on. At least Martell was nice. I felt like this much Melody pushed for an argument, but Martell didn't take the bait and he was nice for the most part. Good. Melody shook his hand. I was cracking up. I said, not a handshake. I said, girl, you could have said whatever you had to say and walked off. Y'all didn't have to touch at all. Melody is the queen of pettiness with Martell and with everybody. But Martell then goes off on his tangent of, I'm so proud of Melody. If it wasn't for me supporting her back in the day, financially, making sure she was straight, making sure she didn't have to worry about nothing. If it wasn't for my support, Melody wouldn't be the Melody that she is today. And I'm like, I can't stand him. It's just narcissistic, just the top level narcissist. Like, Melody can't. Are you God? Did you put the voice like Ursula? Did you put her voice in her throat for her? Like, you God, you taking credit for everything. You created Melody Holtz. I can't stand him. And then he ended it with, the song is about him, so he needs 50% of the royalty or whatever it is. And I'm like, sir, bye. People write songs about people every day and they get nothing. If you didn't help put the ink in the pen, if you didn't help create a note, you get 0. All he did was give her content. Agreed. I'm over them. And that's the end of the show. We get to see a glimpse of the reunion. Carlos King is hosting. It looks like Carlos is asking every question that I need to be asked. And Carlos is messy enough to make sure they sit in it. He's not going to be like Andy and let them give a little PC, politically correct answer and move on. Carlos is going to make them sit in it. And if he doesn't get the answer he wants, he's going to ask again. So this reunion looks very good for whatever reason. For whatever reason, it looks like it's going to be 3 parts. 2 at best is what you need. It could have been 1 because half the shit on this show is about Melody and Martell. We don't need to hear nothing else about Melody and Martell. But I feel like this is going to be the reunion of all reunions. I feel like Carlos is going to take us all the way back to season 1. That's the only reason I'm not mad that it's 3 parts. I'm going to give him some leeway because I feel like Carlos is going to take it all the way back to season 1 and ask everything that needs to be asked from season 1 to season 3. So that's the only leeway I'm going to give Carlos for these 3 parts because he's going to do some digging. I think it's going to be some surprise guests. Tisha, I can tell you right now, girl, whoever your hairstylist is, embarrassed you. We're going to get into the reunion looks next week because I'm going to try to go on Instagram and find all the looks so we could, judge the looks and everything like that. But from the preview, Tisha, that wig is sitting up like this on the back of your head. I'm like, girl, that's wig 101. It can't lay flat. That's the wig 101 is for your wig to lay flat. But we'll read Tisha next week about the looks. But anyway, that's all I have to give. Stephanie, you said either Melody or Martell needs to go for next season. The only problem with that is they're both executive producers. They both created the show. So it's going to be hard to fire one. Like if we were to fire Martell, because executive producers have been fired in the past, it ain't like it can't happen. But you would have to still pay him. And Martell is so narcissistic that he feeds off of this energy. Even though it's completely bad energy, we trash him on YouTube. He's trashed in the press, trashed all over Twitter. He feeds off of the attention. So I don't see Martell being the one wanting to go. Melody needs the show to promote what she's doing. I think they need to just franchise the show. They need to take the show, give Huntsville a good hiatus. So Melody and Martell can move on in their life and have new content to bring to the show outside of fighting over why they got divorced and y'all already divorced. Give it a break and take the show to another city and let us see somebody else love and marriage drama and then take it back to Huntsville. I think that's what they need to do. But we shall see. Because it seems like Oprah is giving Carlos the green light to a lot of shows over there on OWN. So let's see what he comes up with. Where is the collective? Where is the bells in the collective, Carlos? They has been on a break for a long time too. But anyway, that's all I have to give. We'll be back next weekend for the Weekend in Reality. I probably will go live again Sunday night for Ready to Love and Love and Marriage Huntsville. So stay tuned. Tomorrow night will be Real Housewives of Potomac and Portia's little show. We're going to review that live tomorrow night. It will probably be around 7:30, 8:30 Central because tomorrow night is my night with the trainer. So I got to get to the gym. I can't do videos and not get to the gym. I got to find a way to do both. So thank you all so much for your support. Please like this video. If you're on the recap, please let me know your comments and what you thought about this finale episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you were in the chat, thank you so much. It was a great time. And your first time with Kiss My Cheeks TV, your girl Angie, go ahead and hit subscribe. I do all of the reality shows and all of the reality competition shows like Survivor, The Challenge, and stuff like that. So we have a good time. And I will see you all later. Have a good night. Bye.